She is. She is.
Hey y'all, happy new year. Welcome back to my channel. So Instagram, I asked y'all who's still struggling with their wash and go. According to my poll, a lot of y'all still struggle, okay, with your wash and goes. And I get it. It took me a little while to get together because I came from like roller sets, you know, all that good stuff. But anyway, so I came up with some tips that will be hopefully helpful to extend your wash and go.
Oh my God.
Oh, we're not gonna forget, first things first, if you are new here.
First off, welcome.
Rayna gang, welcome back sis for another video. Okay, that might not continue in 2022. I might keep Bernie though, because that's about. So I washed my hair with Carol's daughter. It's my first time trying it. It's with rose water, no silicone sulfates. Anyway, so this brings me to my first point. Your routine, huh? Somebody, your routine has to be consistent. Nobody talks about that. Why don't we talk about that? Okay, your routine needs to be consistent. What does that mean? You can't be pressing your hair, huh? Somebody, you can't be pressing your hair like all the time and expect your curls to be bomb. My opinion, okay? Because when I used to do it, it wasn't bomb, okay? My opinion. It's kind of like eating what you want and your metabolism sucks, but you expect to lose weight just because you work out. No, it's 80-20, correct? 80 in the kitchen, 20 in the fitness. I hope you feel what I'm trying to say. Because I want my wash and go to last, I chose a shampoo that's going to pretty much really cleanse my hair. Now, I don't mean like strip it, but I want it to be cleansed. For me, that ensures that everything else that I've used before, prior, all that is out of my strands. My strands are clean, they are cleansed. My scalp is clean and cleansed. Somebody, deep conditioning on a regular basis. Protein treatments, if that works for you. Hot oil, if that works. They don't work for me. If it worked for you. Knowing your porosity, all that stuff really matters when you are trying to get a style to work for you, especially a wash and go, okay? You can manipulate your hair when you have roller sets and perm rod sets and twist outs. You can do, but when you're wearing a wash and go,
Right on.
your hair got to be healthy.
100% correct.
Okay, and you need a routine that's going to be consistent to help you with that, to achieve ultimately a good lasting wash and go. You can get first day hair, but can you get 7, huh? Come on, somebody. Can you get 7? I am team whatever works for you, works for you. I am an advocate for that, okay? I don't believe in following what everybody says because everybody has different hair. A lot of people are not professionals, okay? Just because we sit in front of a camera does not make us a professional. And so, you've been watching my channel, I can go without a leave-in. However, when you are going 7 days, you do need that extra layer of moisture protection. But you have to be mindful of your leave-ins. So this is tip number 2. Be mindful of your leave-ins. Some leave-ins have silicone, which is going to block the styler and any other thing that's coming else on your hair doing what it needs to do. But you want to steer clear from leave-ins that have silicones. You want to try to get a clean leave-in as possible. That's going to give you moisture, but it's not going to affect the styler in any way. And it's great to have leave-ins. You know, it says styling, leave-in. That is really good as far as helping to maintain the longevity of your wash and go, okay? So that's step number 2. Watch your leave-ins, okay? Your leave-ins matter, all right? So I am going to use the Coco Dew by Mizani. This may seem extremely obvious to many people, but it may not seem that obvious to some. Just a little bit. For most people, you need a gel, okay? I'm glad the stigma of gels have kind of gone away. It's also super important. You want to be a little heavy-handed, okay? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Another thing that's extremely important in getting your wash and goes to last is doing it on your natural curls. Why? Because that's your natural hair pattern. So it's gonna lock that natural curl in place. Now we're taking dimming brushes and other brushes and combs, which is fine. However, this can be a problem because you are now creating a whole different curl that your hair is trying to keep, or that the gel is trying to keep. Just like if you're doing a braid out, you gotta make sure that you use a good styling product to hold that now manipulated curl or hair strand in place. But if you're keeping your hair at its natural state, the way that it comes out of your hair. Now, I didn't always do that. Okay, I didn't always do that. I was queen of the dimming brush. I used, you know, dimming brushes to style my wash and go. Like, it was smoothing my hair. It was, you know, giving me definition. But I found out over time, somebody, that my curls, my wash and goes just weren't lasting that long. Only thing I'm doing now is raking and smoothing. Number 4 is just 4. I hope it is. Definitely is key in your styling is shingling. Now, for obvious reasons, we know that shingling gives you maximum definition. You are essentially getting every strand. While I'm doing this, every strand is not going to be coated. It's not going to be smoothed out. I shingle, but not as much as I used to. There's really no reason. I don't know. You know, sometimes you just get lazy, you know what I mean? Shingling works. Each strand is going to be coated with the product, ensuring longevity of your wash and go. You know, point blank and period. Period. Okay. Another one is, and I've said this for years, okay, get your roots. Get them. Yay. Get them. Meaning, hold on, let me get this. I can't talk and spray. Stiffness happens. Say it again. Stiffness happens. I see people starting right here. Now, all this is going to be fine and dandy. Oh my Lord. All this is just left behind. Okay. This part then raptured, but this is left behind. We don't need that. That's negativity. So I like to take product on my roots, literally on my roots. And I know a lot of people do this, but sometimes it's easy to forget. It's hard to do sometimes depending on the product, because gels have the capacity to really weigh your hair down and really give you shine and definition. Whereas some other products, it's just, your hair is just laughing at it, you know? And what this is going to do to give you longevity is going to give you movement. It is literally in the same concept as if you are pressing your hair and getting that root, getting that more longevity of your pressing curl, because everything from the root to the tip is all in unison. Same thing with your wash and go. You need to get your roots so that you have that movement. You need to really be mindful of getting your roots moving along. So this isn't a tip that I actually have written down because my memory be shot and I need to write stuff down. Using a hooded dryer. Now, my friends that, you know, are influencers swear by hooded dryers. And many of us, you know, I have one. I just don't see the need to use one. For me, I've gotten to a point to where I know what works for me. And so sometimes hooded dryers work for others. And what that does is, as soon as you are done with your styling process, you literally sit under the dryer and your hair is not moving, it's not being manipulated. Because when you diffuse your hair, it is having a slight manipulation. So be mindful of that. I'll get to that, but real quick, hooded dryer, it's literally setting your hair. Every coil and curl that you prayed over and slid that product down, it's going to set it. But I personally don't use it. Definitely something to consider, because how you dry your hair, come on somebody, how you dry your hair matters. It matters, baby. It definitely matters. Every step matters. Even before you start washing and going and washing, everything matters. Okay, that's step number 6. Now, for people who like to diffuse, such as myself, I do have a whole video on how I diffuse my hair. I can leave it in the cards or down below, or you can simply just type in whatever you're looking for and then happy curl, happy girl. And if I made a video, it will pop up. For me, in my house, when you diffuse, it's so easy to create frizz. Now, it's made for curly girls not to create frizz, but there's techniques to it, okay? When you diffuse your hair downwards, you are doing essentially almost the same thing as a hooded dryer. You are leaving your hair alone and you are diffusing it down, not disrupting the curl pattern. But a lot of us, like myself, like to go up. And what this is doing, all of that air is essentially going the opposite way. Follow me. Pay attention. Going the opposite way in which the way you went down. And that air is traveling up after you had everything go down. You feel what I'm saying? And if you are affected by your drying and frizz, that might be something that you want to reconsider in helping you have a better long-lasting wash and go. Your drying process matters. Now, air drying, I don't do it, but that's definitely probably top tier. No, I would probably say hooded dryer is top tier. Air drying has, you know, you're not really getting manipulated unless you're out and about and the wind is blowing and stuff like that. Consider diffusing downwards. And I want to just say, when you're using a diffuser, a hooded dryer, it's not direct heat. So it's kind of difficult to cause heat damage. It can, should I say it again? It can, but it's not the same effect as if it's a flat iron where that's direct heat on your strands. Heat is good though because it does set the style. So I dry my hair using heat. So this is tip number 7 or 8. I don't know. Once you are done styling your hair, come in close, pay attention. Once you're done styling your hair, don't touch it. For what? What you doing touching it for? It's already done and styled. Leave it alone. All the oils and stuff that's on your hands and just the manipulation that's not of God, it comes forth when you're touching your hair and you're doing this. And I know you want to, you know, just make sure everything, you don't know, leave it alone. That causes frizz and we don't need that. Frizz is going to shorten the lifespan of your wash and go. But people have been saying this for years, right? Just leave it alone. The message for a lot of things, you know, leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Leave it alone. It's not for you in 2022. It's your winning season. How are you gonna win and you touching everything? Now your hands dirty and now you can't win because you got dirty hands and you gotta stop what you're doing to go wash your hands. And that's time, and time is of the essence. That's a word. Another one that I learned the hard way is not picking your hair on the first day. Don't do it. It just really depends on you. If you don't, you know, now if I have a gel cast, I can definitely pick my hair and it'd be fine. It's manipulation, y'all. Everything that we do to our hair is manipulation. And it can definitely prevent you from having a long lasting wash and go. If you have the intention to make your stuff last, oh my God. Now, if you're picking your roots, that's just really your preference, you know. I don't typically do that, but don't pick your hair on the first day. If you can, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So now my hair is done. I am not gonna touch my hair because I do want about like a 5-day wash and go as much as I can. We'll see with my scalp. But tip number 9. Okay, we almost done. You gotta preserve your hair. I mean, we know this, correct? We know like this is not rocket science. Preserve your hair in the right way. If your hair is shorter, I have a video that I did some years back where pineapples did not work for me when I slept. Okay, I had to either band my hair or do separate mini pineapples. How you sleep with your hair and how you preserve your hair is key. If you are lounging around at home, and I mentioned this in another video, if you're lounging around at home, if you can, and you're not manipulating your hair too much, put it up on pineapple with a satin scrunchie so that it's not being constantly rubbed. We don't realize how much our hair rubs and just is affected by weather and movement. My hair is longer now, so of course I do a pineapple. I don't band my hair anymore because it does kind of change my curl pattern up, and it worked well when I needed that extra stretch. If you're an active girl and you sweat a lot or whatever, you work out, you want to preserve your hair, and if you don't know this, never take your hair down while it's still wet. Let it dry while you have it up in a pineapple or however you have your hair when you're working out. If you have a hat on, take your hat off and put on a scarf or whatever you do to kind of preserve your hair at night. Try to do that while you work out. So when I work out, I put my hair up in a pineapple. I don't put anything around my edges because I really don't care. You know, it doesn't have to look perfect when I'm working out. I don't immediately take out my hair. I may not take it out for a couple hours until my hair is completely dry. So always let your hair dry completely. If you're an active girl, you work out every day or every other day or whatever, let it dry completely before taking it down and styling it for the day. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let my hair air dry. I'm probably not gonna come back and show y'all because we just gonna end with a wet shirt and wet hair. I just wanted to offer my tips while I was doing my wash and go. So let me just run through the tips real quick just in case you skipped to the end and you was trifling, didn't want to watch the whole way through. Tip number 1, have a consistent regimen. I will beat that down, okay? Be consistent, deep condition. Wash your hair when you need to wash your hair. Deep condition. Wash your hair when you need to wash your hair. Deep condition, okay? Routine that works for you. Tip number 2, watch your leave-ins. Be mindful of silicones and other ingredients in your leave-ins. The thickness of it, how watery it is, will affect your wash and go overall. The combination does matter. Using a gel, more than likely using a gel, maybe even a custard, but using a gel is really going to help you because it provides a gel cast, which is essentially locking your hair in place, your curl in place that's needed. Tip number 4, shingle. It's going to give you amazing max definition. Get your roots. Do not forget to get your roots. Tip number 6, hooded dryers. If they work for you, maybe think about investing in it. While your hair is drying, don't touch it. Leave it alone. Number 8 tip, try not to pick your hair on first day, okay? We trying to get the frizz not to be frizzing. It's completely a preference, but if you are more frizz prone, consider not picking your hair first day. Maybe try to go to second day hair. I know first day is typically flat and not the best, but to extend it to have a long lasting wash and go, try not to pick your hair on the first day. And then how you preserve your hair matters. Tip number 9, preserve your hair. Last tip, if you're active and you sweat a lot, let your hair fully air dry before you style it. I hope this video was helpful. It's probably a little lengthy, it was, but I want us to win this season. This 2022 is our year. I know we say it's every year, but you got to speak it. 2022 is your year. We're going to master our wash and goes. If you have any other tips, leave them down below. Yeah, so happy new year. I love you guys. Thank you guys for riding with me through 2021. And I hope you stay and tell your friends and your family, your auntie and everybody to ride with me in 2022. And I appreciate and I love y'all so much. And I'll see y'all next video.